I would say have an accountability partner, somebody that you can always reach out to whenever you maybe aren't doing what you need to be doing to work your business, and be really honest with yourself on that too. And have somebody who's going to call you out on those things, who's going to say, hey man, you didn't make the calls that you said that you were going to make. So we rely on each other whenever it comes to that too, even though like necessarily our bank accounts aren't going to affect each other, but we rely on each other to keep each other accountable because we are, trying to create a business together.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Elite Sales Podcast. I'm joined in studio today with my head of media productions, Yoel, Aynalem.
What's up, guys?
Right. So we have a couple of guests that'll be joining us remotely. Looking forward to hearing from these ladies. They're new agents. They've had a lot of success short term, and looking forward to seeing what they're going to continue to do. I just wanted to go over a couple of names. These are the first time writers. So first time submitting business. We have Kenyasha McKnight working with Misha and James awesome. Miller. We have Christian Blackwell working with Scotty Harris and John Backron. Ooh. And we have Svetlana. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. Svetlana Drozduskaya working with Andy McKinley and Derek Brower. So great job to all of you guys submitting business for the first time. It's always really exciting because it means your career with FFL is officially getting started. You got through the part of getting your license, or if you came in previously licensed, went through contracting, got the ball rolling. All you got to do is just go out there and start protecting some families, and you guys have done that. So real proud of you guys. Looking forward to you guys continuing to grow this thing. Just quick announcement. Obviously, we have the Road to Hall of Fame meetings coming up, and we have a Road to Integrity meeting coming up. Next Monday, March 7th, I will be in Carlsbad. There's going to be a Road to Hall of Fame meeting. Plus, there's going to be, which is a free training that everyone can attend. If you guys need information about any of these locations, we have Dallas, Houston, Boston. I don't know. We got a ton of other ones. So if you guys are interested in attending any of these, and it's basically people out there training, teaching you how to qualify for Hall of Fame. That's helping a ton of families out there. So if you want information on that, reach out to your upline or reach out to one of us. But there's on March 7th, which is Monday, I'll be attending. You'll be coming with me, right?
The opening? Yeah, of course.
Okay. So there's also a grand opening in the Carlsbad office. Dominique Rogers, integrity partner and president of FFL Golden State, is opening a brand new office. So we're going to have a grand opening. There's going to be a little bit of training. Sean Mike will be there. So if anyone that wants to attend, you want additional details, reach out to us. We'll get you.
San Diego, right?
Carlsbad is in San Diego.
Got it.
Yeah. You've been.
Yeah. San Diego is beautiful. So even just for that reason alone, just go in there, checking it out.
Right. Yeah. Well, it'll be a good time. Also next week here in the office, here in Los Angeles, Gardena, California, March 10th, which is Thursday. So next week, we actually are having a Dow Day boot camp. So we're going to be hosting this along with Julius Gilger with FFL Republic and with Erica Haynes with FFL Redemption. So they're going to be coming out. They're flying out from Arizona. They have some agents out here. They're going to be running a boot camp with us. So then if you aren't very versed in how to dial, how to get set up, how to purchase leads, how to basically run your business from week to week, if you guys need help with any of that, we are doing in-person training here at the office. So anyone that's in the LA area, or if you want to come on down, you're welcome to come in. It's free. It's free to attend as all the training is.
When is it?
Thursday, all day on Thursday next week.
Got it. So
bring your leads, or be prepared to purchase some leads so you can get dialing with everybody else. So, this way, I don't know if you need most people, it's a very simple system. You just start dialing.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty simple so far.
Yeah. It's even simpler than the previous process.
Okay.
The old company that we worked with, it's like straight to the cheese. They know what the vibe is. They know what it's about. They know it's about insurance. Some people don't remember filling it out. Some people do, but at the end of the day, they know it's about insurance. As long as you get through that kind of rough area of like, I don't remember or whatever, then they know what's up. And you gotta kiss frogs. I always say that you got to kiss some frogs to get to your Prince Charming. It's not every person you talk to is going to be, super stoked. They might be busy. They might be going through stuff, but man, it's really not hard. Just get through that, get to the people that want it. That's what I'm realizing now. I'm just starting, so to be continued. But I just got sick too, so still getting after it.
But they're not all winners.
Nah, man. And to be honest, like relative to the old company, none of them were really winners. You had to make them winners once you got in the home. At the end of the day, when you actually get someone that's like, oh yeah, I remember that, you're like, oh, it's like almost like I feel like insecure. I'm like, they actually know that this is about, insurance, and they want it. Like, I don't have to like pull teeth or anything like that. So it's been a really great experience, and I'm like actually starting to enjoy it, which is why I was so annoyed that I got sick. But I'm so excited to get into this thing. So
good. You gonna sit in with the boot camp when they're here?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna check it out.
So that's just a little bit of perspective for you guys. So if you guys are new, or if you guys have been struggling on the phones, or thinking it's harder than it actually is, it's normal. It's not all supposed to be just, oh, I have this many leads and I have this many sales, and it's just simple and straightforward that way. You got to put in the work.
Yeah, and what's funny is like I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Like if we look at it as business people, obviously me and you always talk about marketing. Having like a 3% conversion rate, like I think Google Ads, I was looking up today, Google Ads have like a 3.75 conversion rate. Yeah. That's an incredible conversion rate. So the fact that people are calling and like are expecting like 1 out of 10 people to like buy from them, like that's right. Like from a business perspective, it's just not realistic. Now, the thing is, you just got to keep getting the next call behind you, right? You're chasing that yes. Yeah. And I think that at the old company, once I started to look at it that way, is when things became a little bit more fun, right. Rather than being like, oh, I have to deal with it. It's like every no, you're just getting closer to it. And people say that with prezos, but I look at it with calls too. I'm just trying to get to that next one, because the more I call, the closer I'm getting to that yes. Right. And I think that that's like a healthier way to look at it, because this is really a mind perspective thing. Right. And if you don't look at it from a right perspective, this business can be harder than it should be.
I think it's all perspective. I mean, you're talking about 3%, 3 point something percent conversion rate. I mean, when it comes to traditional like snail mail, when mail vendors, like lead vendors, they mail out that way, they're typically expecting a 1% return.
Yeah.
So then if they get like a 2% or 3% conversion, which means they're failing 98 or 99% of the time.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's actually a good thing for them. So it's all in how we choose to look at it. So the thing is, some of us might look at it like, oh, it's 98% or 98, 99% failure, but it's like you're putting emotion into that.
Yeah.
Those businesses, there's no emotion in it. They just have to recognize the numbers and run through it.
Yeah.
And we're human. So it's natural when you first start off, you put some emotion into it. You start thinking like, oh, this is tough. Or what if this person hangs up on me? What if I don't know what to say? What if I mess this one up? Whatever it is. Come in person if you're anywhere nearby in the area. Sitting through the boot camp, you can watch everybody else mess up too, because I think everyone just thinks I'm the only person messing up. And if you're not getting on live dials, that I think has been great for a lot of people. But if you just want to come in person and actually go through, and I'm sure we're going to train on different things too. So come on in. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. We'll have them on the podcast next week. So, all day next week, next Thursday. Micah, are you on here?
Loud and clear.
Congrats, man.
Oh, you ruined it. You stepped all over.
Wow.
Anyway, just qualified for senior sales manager, which means, if you guys want to know specific numbers, reach out to us directly. But we have plenty of charts and things that we can send you. But qualified for senior sales manager, which is a big first milestone, because what it means is he's able to name his own brand, create his own logo. And first of all, congratulations. You've definitely been putting in the work. You're constantly sharing your knowledge and going and helping a lot of people. So congratulations, well deserved.
Thank you, Albert. I appreciate that. And at the end of the day, it's a thank you to everyone on the team. It's a thank you to, the new people that just wrote their first piece of business. Jasmine, Corey, Drew, Linda. It's a thank you to the people who have hit new milestones in their career. Daylon with, leading our team with over 32 families helped in the month. It's a testament to people like Wilson who just wrote their first annuity. And it's a testament to the training that we all do on Zoom every single day. And whether that's in the field, on the home, on the weekends, mornings, noons, or nights, it's being there for the team and making sure everybody's empowered to win. So I'm proud of everybody. It's just the first step. Next step, VP. Watch out, Elite.
That's great.
I like it.
Well, I think the last time we've had you on, we talked about your process, and you've been very good at getting people going, and they bring on brand new agents, getting them plugged into the system, and then you spend time with them, you get them on your Zoom calls or whatever your process is. So can you tell us a little bit about how you get these people going so quickly?
100%. I think first of all, it starts with understanding them and what they're able to commit to in terms of their schedule and their finances, right? Mm-hmm. Some people, the exception to the rule, come in with money and they don't have to worry. Maybe they can just dump $2,000 on leads or dump $2,000 into whatever they need to start their business, their own marketing campaigns, whatever the case may be. That's not the typical way this runs. It certainly wasn't for me. Certainly wasn't, I think, for most of us on this call. So what I do is I sit down and what's your situation? How much time can you invest? What's your schedule? Some of us are single moms, single dads. Others of us are married. Others of us, like myself, are single. I don't have too many commitments on my plate for now. Maybe that'll change, but it allows me to actually figure out what to do with people individually and then get them to stick to that, right? Build a schedule, commit to it, make a routine, get up early in the morning. I've never been part of the 5 a.m. club. I'll be the first to admit that, but I'm not going to sleep in bed till 9 or 10 because that's just wasting my day. All right. Be consistent. Figure out a lead strategy that works, right? Some of us are great with door knocking. Some of us are great in the field. Some of us are better on Zoom. Some of us are better on the phone. Figure out what works for you. The beauty of this business is that it's not a prescription where everybody has to follow the same thing. There are organizations that specialize more in the field, right? FFL Capital is very good at just get those mortgage leads, go into the field. Right. There are other organizations that are just call to close, get the internet leads, dial them up, call to close. Other organizations are really good at selling over Zoom. I know FFL Coast to Coast has some big Zoom sellers. Other people do live transfers. Everything you want to do is here for you. And so you figure out what works for you. What can you do with your budget? How can we help you? Right? Maybe we need to get a new agent a non-resident license in the state where I am, and they can work some of the things that I have available. That's something I've done for some of my new people, and that's a great way to get your people started on leads as well. Yeah. Or maybe they just need to go right into the field and door knock and get uncomfortable, because one way or another, you have to build those skills. You have to build those skills, whether it's taking calls, observing, listening to videos, you have to build those skills. So I've always made it very intentional to just get to work, have proper expectations. You're going to have people hang up on you, but you need to know how to run a quote and write an app so that you can help people quickly and not fumble around to look like you don't know what you're doing. So those are standards that I try to set on my team, and I try to keep those reasonable. It's not exactly the easiest thing to be hung up on 100 times in a row, have 10 disconnected numbers. Hey, I'm not interested. It's another thing to write an app, you get it approved, their bank account fails, right? You have to account for all of the little things that can go wrong and control for each aspect of the process. But you do a good job, you master that craft, everything goes smoothly, you issue enough policies, you help enough families to pay you you issue enough policies, you help enough families, you get the commissions, you pay your bills, you reinvest, and you grow. It's simple at the end of the day. This isn't complicated. We're not engineering a robot. We're not out there pouring concrete. We're sitting in a comfy chair in a nice home, making calls, booking appointments, taking calls, getting on Zoom, whatever the case may be. So making that very clear, discussing expectations, laying that out in advance, letting them know what's necessary, what they're going to encounter. And there are going to be ups and downs, keeping it real. But at the end of the day, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I never thought I'd have a logo or hit senior sales manager a year, 2 months ago. I thought, I'm just going to be my old agency, $100,000 with 33 people. I had only 15 issue paid writers on the team. That's okay. That's okay. That's not incredible. That's okay. Small steps, but I'm grateful to everybody. I'm blessed to be in business with you all, and the sky's the limit.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, isn't it always kind of a very satisfying feeling to know the company that you left, like you're exceeding not just what you did, what you personally did with them, but you're actually exceeding that agency or exceeding that company now. It's like, it's an awesome feeling, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Feels great. Feels really good.
Yeah. I mean, we want them to do well too, but we just want to do better. That's all.
Right.
That's all.
We don't care about them. No, just kidding.
I mean, I know. Go ahead. Sorry.
And look, we want everybody to win at the end of the day, but we want our people to win maybe a little more first, right? And just using the tools that we've got in our arsenal to do so. We have annuities. We have IULs. Captive companies don't necessarily have those. Right. We can cover people up to 89 with level coverage. Most companies can't.
Yeah.
So just knowing your tools, knowing how to use them, and then actually using them and not just putting knowledge in your head and not letting it go anywhere, but actually acting on it's very important.
Yeah. Dude, that's funny. That's a good point. I was thinking about that too. When I would run apps, when I would run quotes and stuff, I was like, dude, at the old company, man, this wasn't going to happen.
Right. Like
we were not going to be able to do business. I was going to look at your age and be like, all right, hey, I can't do anything for you. If I can do something for you, it's going to be not worth it's not going to be worth it for you. So that's a blessing. So, having your perspective is so important because you can genuinely be enthusiastic about what you're selling, being like, dude, this is a great deal and you need to take advantage of it. And that's coming from a real place because you have that perspective.
Yeah. And I was kind of joking earlier, but the thing is, we don't really want anyone to do poorly. Like, there's enough to go around in the world for everyone to have their level of success that they're willing to commit to, that they're willing to work for, that, if they choose to go the right direction. So I was kind of joking, but the thing is, the reality is if we objectively recognize this is a better opportunity, much more upside, people can do better for themselves, better for their families. I mean, this is also our opportunity to be able to go out and try to grow and try to shine. So we're able to attract those people and help put them into a better position. Some of them may not want to listen, but the thing is, if we continue to do what we were previously doing and we don't elevate and we don't continue to grow and continue to get better, and we don't show that opportunity, they're never going to listen to us. And then they still may be reluctant to listen to us now because ego is a real thing and, people have pride. But the thing is, if we continue to show it continuously over the course of time, continue to grow and continue to show success, I mean, what can they really say?
Nothing.
So ultimately, that's the hope. It's not to wish people do poorly. It's just, we just want to continue to get better, do better for our organization, for the people around us, the community, our families, everybody around us. And the better we can do that, the better we continuously show that, more people will listen.
Mm-hmm.
At least we'll have their attention. At least we'll, be able to pique their interest, to be able to at least have that conversation. From there, we decide how we're going to take that.
Yeah, 100%.
So real proud of you. Did you start coming up with names already? Did you have something in mind? Obviously, it's pending approval, but.
Yep, I do. It's I'll share with y'all a little story. So probably 9 months ago, I thought to myself, what do I want my logo? What do I want my name to be? Right. And I thought to myself, first thing I thought to myself was FFL East Coast, right? I'm on the East Coast. And then, I'm next to Eric Schmidt. He was Northeast. Talked to him about that. He was like, nah, that's an older name. Do something. And I talked to you about this too, Albert. Do something that can reach everybody. Right. So I thought, well, what's the value that's been really important to me over my life? And I thought, well, excellence. That's genuinely very important to me.
Right.
So that's when I named my team group me back in April or something. And Marlon comes along, and for some reason, we didn't even talk about this, but he wasn't in my group me at the time, and that's what he decided to name his agency. And so I thought to myself, damn it, Marlon. But at the end of the day, it's good because I ended up partnering with them, and so I still consider that to be a value that I hold very dear.
Absolutely.
But I was thinking a lot, what can I do to keep the E from elite as well as live up to the values of excellence? There's another word that comes to mind, and that's being exceptional, right? Knowing the tools, knowing the carriers, knowing the products. It's not taken yet. I checked today when I did the agency request form.
If anyone grabs it before Micah, you guys are dead meat because you guys are watching it on here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I like that name. I think it holds true to how I try to conduct myself, as a leader, to go above and beyond. And that's what I'm going to be naming my team.
Yep.
Marlon said JP changing his name to Exceptional.
Beat him to the
I gotta
punch.
stop reading the chat.
No, but I mean, I think that's a great name. And I think as far as the significance of qualifying for something like senior sales manager, you get to name your own brand, create your own logo. It's important because the thing is you're really stepping up and you're really creating your own identity for your business. And I think that's something that we all crave. I mean, obviously survival is the most important thing and making money to pay your bills. But once you get to past a certain point, then, you really want to get creative and you really want to, whatever your business organization or your own personal business is, it should represent who you are. It should represent what you value and all these things. Yeah, that name's very fitting for you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I can see your name being like FFL, like consistent. Like I feel like you're just a very consistent person, which is really important. I feel like in this business because things kind of go up and down. Like your Zoom call video backdrop lighting, I feel like has been the same for like a year and a half, which is like really, really impressive. Which I
Micah, FFL Intellect. That's what your new name should be. FFL Intellect.
Oh, come on.
Why, you want to steal his Exceptional? So you want him to change it?
Well, anyway, Micah, you were saying that you hit it much faster than you expected. Okay, so for everyone else out there, if you had to give a tip to everyone out there who thinks it's going to take a long time.
Oh, we got some echo action. Do you want to mute her?
We think it's going to be long. All good in the end.
It's all good.
For people that think it's going to be way further out for them, it's going to take them a while for them to qualify. What advice you got to give for those people?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take as long as you make it take within reason, right? Because here's the deal. There are people who have come to FFL who get their logo in 2-3 months.
Yep.
There are people who are here for 4 or 5 years and they don't have a logo. You have to ask yourself why.
Yep.
Are they producing? Maybe. Maybe they don't want a logo. Are they recruiting? Maybe, maybe not. But you can't get a logo by yourself. You need at least one other person. And for the majority of us, we need at least probably 10, 15 other people.
Yep.
And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to creating a place where if you want to move fast, other people need to move fast with you. You need to get people on the same page. You need to show them the system works. Because if you're not duplicatable, good luck building a team.
Right.
It's just going to be turnover and spinning your wheels in the mud.
Yep.
So that's what I say. There are people who come in and write a ton of business and bring a group of agents with them from another company. They can get their logo very quickly. I basically start off with myself and one other person.
Yep.
And everything has been reaching out organically. That's how I've more or less built the team. So that's my advice to you. It'll take as long as you want it to take based on your efforts, how you recruit, how you train, how you build, and how you're duplicatable.
Yep. Well, love it. I'm really enjoyed watching your progress. You and I talk on a pretty regular basis, and you've got a lot of questions. Intellect probably would fit, but Exceptional is just as fine. So thanks for coming on, Mike. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Albert. Thank you.
All right. And then do we have Kheri and Tanya? Are you ladies on, since we're talking about growth here?
Yes,
We're here.
we are. Hello.
Hey, Tanya.
Everyone.
How you doing? Do you go by Tanya Williams or Bird?
Yeah. So Bird is my maiden name, but Williams is my marriage. So Williams.
What do you prefer?
But, yeah,
Williams?
Tanya Williams.
Okay.
Williams, yes.
Show up
Call her
on reports as
T-Bird.
T-Bird.
T-Bird, yes.
Okay. So why don't we start with you then, Tanya? Like, tell us what you did before this. How'd you find FFL? Why'd you decide to join?
Okay. And I do apologize. I'm sitting in the car because inside it's a zoo with my kids. They're all at home, so I'm hiding from them in the car.
Hide away.
Hide away, yes. So basically, Casey and Kheri is how I found FFL. Before this, I was doing benefits for businesses for companies. And it's kind of like how, I'm sorry, you were mentioning earlier, I can't think of your name, but you were mentioning earlier, like we were able to help them, but it was at a limit. Of course, people that were over the age of 70 or, had different health conditions, weren't able to get life insurance policies. So we were limited, and that just bothered me. And then even personally dealing with that with family that I'd have that didn't have life insurance policies just because of their age and having health conditions. So I was always wanting to be able to have something where I could be able to help people, and where I wasn't limited to, the type of people I could help or age limit.
Right.
So that's what opened me up to get into this business, is to be able to help, as many families, as many individuals that I could help as possible. And I have been able to do that successfully. And pretty much how, as far as my leads go, I know some of y'all probably have heard this, but my husband, honestly, he is my biggest supporter. He is one of my top people to help me get leads. Honestly, I should be bringing him on under me, because I feel like he does better than me as far as leads do go. So having him helping me and being on my side and supporting has helped my opportunity also grow. Also, because I have been in the field of, working with companies and businesses, that has also helped my leads, being able to go back to business that I wasn't able to help, and being to help them now, or even referrals that they have, family members that they have that are needing coverage. Also, I'm the type of person, I love being on the phones. So, I will make calls too, and also, buy some leads and get live transfers. But I am a person that, because I have been on the phones for so many years, I do kind of like getting out there. So while I'm driving, I'll take pictures of different companies that I do see. And I'll call up on those companies and ask them, hey, because me and Kheri, we do work as a team. Can we come in? Can we talk to your employees about, life insurance and coverage and how we can help? So we'll even go and talk to different companies and help them with life insurance, and then also let them know about referrals if they have.
Then we lost her.
I think we lost her. I knew we were getting close.
Since Kheri, since you guys both work together on this, I guess you can pick up from here. So
Sure.
we get her back on the line.
Oh, is she back?
Are you back with us, Tanya?
I am. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Are you on Wi-Fi or your cellular data?
I'm actually on my cell. I'm not on my Wi-Fi, so that was kind of weird. Yeah. But so I use those leads also. Also just my everyday things that I do. Just kind of give you an example. Like today, this morning, I went to the gas station, the same gas station that I go to every single day to go fill up. And he was like, gosh, wherever you work at, it must be like right down the street, because you drive that big old SUV. And I know it takes so much gas. And I was like, well, I'm a little bit of everywhere. I do insurance. And he was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, what kind of insurance do you do? And I'm like, I do life insurance. He was like, oh my gosh, we need life insurance. Our life insurance sucks. So just even using, I'm sorry, I was getting a call in. Even just using your everyday things, places that you go to, you never know who you can help and who is needing, life insurance and needing that coverage.
Right.
So I'm just that person. I'm a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah. So you mentioned, obviously you you've worked leads and you purchase leads, you have live transfers. But in terms of your system of stopping off at small businesses and prospecting and doing all this, I guess most people think it's kind of a foreign concept. Most people don't want to just cold door knock people like that. Like how did you get comfortable with just stopping off at random places like this?
Well, to be honest with you, my previous business did help that, where I was comfortable to do that. So that kind of did help. And like I said, because I'm the type of person that I like that one-on-one in person. I don't like personally like knocking door to door. That's not me. Going door to door. So I'm more comfortable with going into a group where there's like a whole bunch of people instead of individual. It's just personally better for me. I feel like it's more because you're having a group of people that you do have to make eye contact with, that you're talking to. I think it's also a better chance of having more people that you can help. And even if you're not able to help those individuals that you're talking to right then and there, they're going to always have referrals. They're going to always have a spouse or family members or friends or someone that they know that is needing coverage. So I always say, to me, the top two things that are the easiest that everyone needs and wants is always medical and life insurance.
Everyone needs it.
Everyone needs those coverage. Yeah.
So how long were you in the insurance industry prior to coming to FFL?
2 years.
Did they have leads at that company?
Yes. They did have leads that they would purchase personally for us, but those leads were still limited. So of course, me being me, I'm the type, I'm going to just go out there and look for my leads. So I would always use, Google, Yahoo, like I said, just my everyday routines of driving, seeing, different types of businesses. Also, I like calling on like people that are individual, that are self-employed, just like me, individual contractors, like your plumbers, or, just different type of workers that are individually working. It's hard for them to, get coverage and to be able to afford different things because they are self-employed and things are so expensive. So those are also good leads too, to even reach out to individual contractors, because 9 times out of 10, they, might not have any type of coverage.
Right.
That's interesting.
So yeah, I mean, I guess your approach was kind of born out of necessity at your previous company because you didn't have enough leads, or you wanted to make more money. And then now here at FFL, I mean, obviously we got tons of leads. We have tons of different lead options. Micah just touched on them earlier. We got the CRM, we have mailers, we have live transfers. I mean, I can't even name them all. We got tons. But here, I mean, you're just doing this because you continue to see the opportunity and seeking out these other businesses and individuals.
Exactly. And personally, I did have, like, me personally getting into this business, I didn't realize how many, family members myself that I had that did not have coverage. So even, being able to help my own family members. I had so many family members and friends that did not have life insurance, that I was not aware of. So it did open up a lot of opportunity. And then again, even with them, referrals. I mean, referrals, oh my gosh, referrals are awesome because, like I said, if you, do good business with them, they're going to refer you to other people. And it just keeps going and going and going.
All right. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Tanya. When you do a good job and you protect the family, how do you ask for a referral?
Ooh, I like this.
So of course, by law, our limit, is $25. So I do let them know that, if they do have a referral for me, and they purchase a life insurance policy, I will provide them with a $25 gift card. So that's
How do you go about asking them? You're like, hey, there's a 25 spot in here for you.
I feel a role play coming on.
Yeah.
all right. It just kind of depends on the person that I'm talking to. So it depends on how they are. I'll
All
talk
right,
to
so
them
you use Yoel. Pretend he's a friendly guy. Just
Okay.
pretend. Use your best imagination. You just he just signed up for a policy with you. As he's finishing up, he's signing for his policy now. So this is how do you ask?
Man, this policy is awesome. Thank you for coming out and doing this for me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I was so glad that I was able to help you and protect you and your family. Also, if you have any referrals, if you know anyone that, is looking for coverage, that I can also help them or any of their loved ones. I am doing a $25 gift card referral for anyone that does buy a policy. So, here's my card. That would be, greatly appreciated.
I like that.
Okay. And how often do you feel like you get a response when you do that?
Very often. I haven't had anyone be like, "Oh no, that's okay," or they take it very So it does work. Yes.
Right.
I like that. That's like straight to the point. Like no, I think people because people have the different referral scripts, say this, say who do you know, say close-ended questions, open-ended. Like I think I like that you were just like, hey, I'll give you $25 gift card if you give me a referral. Like you just straight
to the point. Yeah.
Like I think that's really cool. Like I like that. I'm gonna use
not
that.
Like who else you want to sponsor this child safe kit for?
Yeah, exactly. Man, there's some PTSD right there.
Yeah, that's a very simple and straightforward approach. I appreciate you sharing with the rest of the group.
You're welcome.
So I mean, obviously you've grown, and you and Kheri have done a really great job. That's why we had both you ladies on today. For people that are brand new, what advice would you give them?
One, never give up. Like I said, I've been in the insurance business for 2 years. You're going to have your ups and downs. But the main thing is, even when times do get hard, even when, you get those no's, or you have a week or even go 2 weeks without selling anything, you just can't give up. I just tell my best advice is don't give up and try. There's so many ways, like how you said, there's so many opportunities, there's so many leads, there's so many resources out there. So you just have to find what's best for you and what works best for you. And just keep trying until you get there. And just don't give up.
Love it.
I like that.
Great applicable advice for anything you do in life, especially in this business. So really enjoyed talking to you, Tanya. Looking forward to having you come in and visit us sometime, and we'll get you in studio.
Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm in Houston, Texas.
Oh, my best friend lives there. That's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come out and give you a visit.
Yep.
Right. Come to H-Town.
That's right, H-Town. All right. Well, appreciate you getting on.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Kheri, are you on? We know you're ready.
I'm here. I'm on.
All right. Well, good to see you.
I'm ready. My dog is probably ready too.
As long as no deliveries come during this call.
Right.
But same thing. What were you doing before this? How'd you find FFL? Why'd you decide to join with us?
So prior, I've been in the insurance industry maybe about 6-7 months now. I was a retail manager for the last 20 years. My last 11 years were spent with one company. I was a supplement buyer for a locally owned Texas company, and did in their open enrollment every single year for the 500 plus employees that we had in that store. So employee benefits seemed like a really natural transition for me. And at one point I just realized that I had, a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, and I had never been home on a Thanksgiving Day for them. And I had never been home on a Christmas Eve for them. And it really like kind of just hit me pretty hard in the summertime. And I had gone through, all of, the worst of COVID here in Houston, working through all of it, never stopping. And I think it just took its toll. And so I was like, I studied and took my insurance licensing exam within 10 days and passed and got started because I was so ready to put in my 2-week notice.
That's awesome.
So anyhow, so that can be done. Excel can work within 10 days.
Yeah, we were just talking about that with a few other managers trying to skip the steps.
So I just really had, because of coming from the supplement industry, even though I was in retail management for 20 years, I've been in the supplement industry for about 20 years. And you really do learn how to develop relationships with your customers, and you have clients really at that point. You're talking to people about their health problems. So it's all very similar to what I'm doing now, because we have to kind of, get to the nitty gritty of what it is that the client needs, what health problems might prevent them from getting what they need, and then working through all of the different options that they do have to find what's the right fit, so that you're not selling or providing the wrong product to that customer. Because the one thing that we don't want is we don't want returns on products. Whether it's an insurance policy or it was a vitamin at that point, we didn't want a return on that product. We want that product to work for that customer. So it kind of just really kind of flowed for me whenever it came to insurance. I will say my previous office was not a fit for me. But Tanya and I really clicked, and we still work together very well. We team together. We kind of have like a little buddy system. Whenever I'm down, she's up. Whenever she's down, I'm up. And we work together to bring each other up all the time. So I would say have an accountability partner, somebody that you can always reach out to whenever you maybe aren't doing what you need to be doing to work your business, and be really honest with yourself on that too. And have somebody who's going to call you out on those things, who's going to say, hey man, you didn't make the calls that you said that you were going to make. So we rely on each other whenever it comes to that too, even though like necessarily our bank accounts aren't going to affect each other, but we rely on each other to keep each other accountable, because we are, trying to create a business together. So, long story, short story long, that's how I got into this industry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a great point. I mean, if you have someone that you partner up with on a regular, consistent basis, and then if you're feeling down, I mean, which we're all human, and there's times which we don't feel like working, or something else might be dealing with some other stuff. And then if you say like, hey, I don't really feel like working, the other person's like, yeah, me neither. You need to find a new partner.
Sheesh.
Right?
For sure.
So, I mean, I've had those people in my life, so, but I mean, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think you've recognized that, and you guys make a good team. So you actually started on with Casey Jarrett, who's actually going to be coming down in a couple of weeks. So how did you and him link up? How did you guys meet?
Casey does a lot of recruitment advertising on Facebook, and I clicked on one of his links and we had a call, and that's how I got started. He started telling me about FFL and the comp, and I was just like, you're kidding me. I can make what? And so I was actually headed to an account at that point. Whenever him and I were on a call, he was doing an interview. And so I was just like, man, I was thinking about the account that I was going to and the comp that I was making with that company. And I was like, man, if I could be making that type of comp going into this account, like that would be life-changing, really. So it was kind of a no-brainer once I got to talking to him. And then, just a few weeks after I got signed on with FFL, my father-in-law passed away very unexpectedly. No life insurance policy in place, caused a huge friction amongst the family. So it's like, even though I knew how important life insurance was, you really see how important it is to have not just life insurance, but those final plans in place. So it's very, I guess I could say sobering whenever I'm talking to my clients and saying, I don't want to just sell you life insurance. I want you to understand why this life insurance is in place. You're really digging down and talking about those pain points, those things that people don't want to talk about, and saying, okay, Great. We've got this policy in place for you. What is your plan? Whenever this happens, I want you to think about what's your plan and put that in place for your family so that they don't have to argue over it, because it's hard enough whenever a family member passes away, much less than having to plan a funeral. And you're going, I don't know. Did they want to be cremated? Did they want to be buried? Did they, who wants what? And one family member wants one thing and one family member wants another thing. And that can cause a real problem. So those are the things that we're trying to prevent. And having our clients put those plans in place and just making them understand, like, it's not just a life insurance policy that's in place. This is something that you don't want your family to have to make those plans if something happens to you. You want that already taken care of.
Yeah. Wow. Well, first of all, sorry for your loss. I mean,
Yeah, for real.
I think we're all aware of, the importance of life insurance, and we've all lost people that are close to us, at some point, sometime. But do you feel like the timing of all that, did that impact, how you're approaching this business now?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The timing of all of it was really crazy. Also, like, just the timing of me changing my career about 3 weeks after I quit my 11-year career with an incredible salary and the best benefits in the world. Like, the company that I worked for was known for having the best benefits in Texas. As soon as I quit that career, 3 weeks later, my entire family got COVID. By the time that we were over COVID, my father-in-law passed away. It was just like, bam, 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 bam. Like, everything going wrong that you could possibly imagine going wrong was going wrong. It kind of gave me like a little bit of determination and drive to make this work, to really go, like, I did not want to crawl back to retail and be like, this didn't work out. I got to go back to retail now. I really didn't want to do that, especially right before the holidays, because I left so that I could spend time with my family during the holidays, which I had never gotten to do. So I really had to kind of like pound the pavement, make it work, believe in myself. I said, okay, I believed in myself enough to quit that career. Why would I not believe in myself enough to make this work? Just do the work. I mean, really, that's the big thing, is you just have to do the work.
Right. Ooh, I like that.
And going back to the whole, you responding to one of Casey's ads, we're actually starting up a marketing campaign. We're out shooting content earlier today. Great job by you, Yoel, by the way.
I had a great actor. Yeah. We've had many practices
together. But Kheri, you volunteered to help us with this campaign. You're gonna get in some content.
I did, yes.
We're looking.
And I will tell you, I hate being on camera, but I believe in what we're doing. So, I mean, you can't help but just say, hey, if this is the way that we got to go, we got to do it. Like I said, you just got to do the work.
That's it. So I'm glad, especially hearing you share about this so passionately and sharing this information. I mean, I think a lot of people are reluctant to share online because they just think like, oh, if I post on social media, who's going to really take it seriously, or there's no credibility to it. What if people think it's a scam, whatever it is? You responded to Casey's ad. Did you have any sense of that? Were you apprehensive in any way?
No, what's funny is, like, I think I had kept seeing the ads, and finally I was just like, man, like, I keep seeing these ads for this Family First Life company, and I'm going to this office and I just don't know that this is working, and I'm going to respond to it and see what this is all about. But I mean, even then, like, I share on social media, like, what I'm doing. I reach out to everybody. Like, I've literally texted every single person in my phone. I have sent tons of messages on social media. I post all the time and just say, hey, guess what? This is what I'm doing now. Do you know anybody who needs my help? Like, I'm always just looking for a friend or a family member to be a center of influence. I'm not selling them a policy. And I will tell you, my friends and family have not bought anything from me. I'm just asking for them to be a center of influence. Who do you know that I need to help? That's what you're looking for. Don't text them and say, I want you to buy a policy from me. Text them and say, hey, did you know that I can sell life insurance to your grandma? Does she have a policy? Do you know somebody who needs my help? These are the things that I can do. Do you have coverage for your kids? Did you know that you can get a $50,000 policy for $20 a month for your children? Did you know that that's a whole life policy? Going to build cash value for them. Like, those are the types of things, like, educating people about the products that we have, and they're really going to sell themselves. Just like the referral piece of it, you ask about, like, asking for a referral. You literally just help that person protect their family why would you not ask them if they know somebody else who needs to be protected?
Right.
You know, we give referrals all the time. You tell somebody about a great meal, probably at least once a week, right? Like if you go to a great restaurant, you're going to talk about that great restaurant. If we give somebody great service and we protect their family with a policy that they probably wouldn't have been able to find otherwise. Sorry, my child is over here.
Sorry.
Off camera, trying to stay off camera. But if we've protected them and helped them, then how can you not say, hey, you know what? Were you happy with what I did for you today? You think they're going to say no?
I mean, they bought it. So
if they say no, then say, okay, well, let's make this better. How can I help you be happy with what I did for you today? Number one, like you wouldn't want to leave somewhere if somebody wasn't happy. If they say, yes, thank you so much for what you've done, then say, do you know anybody else that could use what I do?
And I'm curious. So you, just to get this clear, you came in through Casey, correct? Casey Jarrett. Was it off of a paid ad or just social media? Maybe Casey can talk about that. I don't know.
He'll share it in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, I was just curious.
I think Casey does pay for his. It was on social media, it was on Facebook, but I believe that he does pay for his marketing on there
Like
also.
Promoted. Okay.
Actually, cool. Tanya and I had a call with him last week because we want to build our, we want to build our downline, and so I reached out to him and I said, Casey, we got to have a call. I got to figure this out. And he was like, pay for your social media ads. And I was like, oh my God, of course. Things that we already know. Yeah. I mean, I clicked the button. So, I mean, things that we already know, but sometimes it's like, you just don't put it into play.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I really liked how you said when you're talking about referrals and center of influence. I mean, that's actually how we should be approaching things. I think if you ask somebody, hey, do you want to buy a policy for me? Now you're not providing any solution. You're just giving them your problem. Like, you need to make money, right? Yeah. As opposed to saying, like, who do you know that I can help with this? You're presenting them with a solution. Let them think about it. Let them figure it out. And then you do what you do.
I talk about insurance all the time now, but like I used to talk about supplements all the time too. My husband used to tell me all the time. He's like, oh, you should have a podcast about supplements because I love to hear you talk about supplements. And I was like, absolutely not. And now he's like, oh, I love to hear you talk about insurance. You should have a podcast about insurance. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Why not?
We'll get you there. Kheri.
Why not?
One day. So I've had goals in previous years of like, okay, I'm gonna, go live once a week, and I've never gotten there. But maybe one day I will. It's okay. We'll figure this out.
Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific. Casey, Trent, and I get on every Monday, so you're invited.
Right? Yes.
Be on there. Yes, it's the talker.
I see, exactly. Like I told her earlier, I was like, once I get started, I'm a rambler, get to going. But I talk to even like my friends, I'll start talking about insurance, just like, did you know that you can do this with a policy? Did you know that you can do this? Did you know that you can cover your kids? And they're like, oh my God, no, I didn't know that. I need to do that. So, I mean, there's opportunity everywhere. Just like Tanya was saying earlier about going to the gas station, man, everywhere I go, I'm like passing out my card. If I get good service somewhere, I pass my card to that person and I said, hey, if you ever want to learn how to sell insurance, that's what I do. And I'd love to talk to you about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Scrapping. I like it.
No, I mean, actually, I really love your approach. I mean, if you're genuine about it and you believe in what you're doing, I mean, that enthusiasm, you transfer that energy to other people. Because if you're just talking about it with very little energy and you don't care about it, like why does anyone want to listen to you? No one wants to listen to you. So I like it. And if for the people that it doesn't move the needle for them and they don't really care, so what? Move on to the next person. That's not a big deal.
Mazel tov, yeah.
Yeah. So just so we can wrap up. I mean, Tanya told us a little about your process of going out and seeing these people. So obviously we talked, you purchase leads, you do live transfers, you do it all, but you also see opportunity in this. So for people that,
for sure,
looking for alternative ways to gather their leads outside of the traditional methods, which I still would recommend because it's fastest, easiest way.
Yes.
But
also
you develop
replicatable.
Yes.
Your business has to be replicatable if you're going to bring people in. And that's one of the things that Tanya and I talk about all the time is like the way that we want to bring agents on is that we want to be able to show them how to build their business too. It's not just about us, it's about them. They have to be able to do this whether I'm here or not.
Okay. So if you had to give new agents watching, if you had to give them a tip on how to make sure they get their business started, maybe not without all the experience that you got, but if they have to get their business started to be replicatable, what would be the simplest steps?
I would say come in, buy your leads, make the calls, do the work, be consistent. The more be cheerful whenever you do get a no, because the more no's that you get are just going to get you to the yes. If one process doesn't work for you, try another one. Just don't keep thinking that just because this process didn't work, the business doesn't work. It just didn't work for you. So try something different. Tanya and I work a bunch of different leads. We do live transfers. We purchase leads. We create our own leads. We print flyers and we go out to salon parks and pass them out. I have signed policies for barbershops. They're like the guys in barbershops because they don't qualify for anything. There are so many different ways that you can find leads. Social media, I'm sure that I am marked for spam on Instagram and Facebook for sending people messages about like, hey, did you know that I can do this for you? Hey, do you have 15 minutes so I can tell you about a policy? It's super easy. Just to get out there. That's really the big thing is you just can't be afraid to get out there.
Love it. So I can see why both you ladies work well together. You guys perfectly meshed together because you talk about both you guys resourceful, talking about not giving up, try different things. So yeah. I can see why both you ladies are having early success and looking forward to you continuing to grow and continue to put big numbers.
We make it fun. Like we really do make it fun. Also, I don't know any other job that I can go and have a margarita at lunch and then keep on working and have an even better time after lunch. That was gold for me.
Yeah. Other people can, you probably just get fired afterwards, but here, when you're your own boss, you can margarita away.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's good. Like being creative, like playing some music in the back, maybe putting a TV on, watching some sports. Like you can make it fun. I think a lot of people just think like they go into corporate mode and they think that there's rules there that don't actually exist. Like you can really make it your own,
Just whatever
I'll tell you too, like even whenever I'm doing live transfers, whenever I'm just real with the client on the other side of the line, like whenever I'm, I can have my dog barking in the background and I say, I'm so sorry. I know you can hear my dog. They're like, oh, that's okay. What kind of dog is it? Just keep it real with people. Like this is it's not as complicated as what we make it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. So don't overthink it. So appreciate you coming on and sharing all your gems. Love the energy. Hope that transfers off to a lot of people out here.
Thanks.
You can send Leonidas and Maximus our best.
I sure will. Yes.
Names. And so
thank you very much. Yes, I am very proud of those names. I told they were my warrior babies. So yeah.
And then we thank you to Tanya for coming on and congratulations to Micah for qualifying for senior sales manager. Appreciate all you guys getting on this week. Let's go out there and be elite, guys.